We are running some Week 1 flags today, as you mentioned, from the League, and so that will involve some changes to the way things operate here as we get things.
Yep, and essentially what everybody's got to do is defeat the Dragon Lord. In order to defeat the Dragon Lord, you got to get 3 key items. And in the chests in Potential Chest, we have gold, a cursed belt, and some more gold. And we're running Week 1 seed, so all the doors are unlocked, and they're short Sharlock, very fast leveling. And my favorite, the prices in the stores are mixed up.
Yeah, those random weapon shop prices mean that the starting gold is very useful. Of course, because there are no keys, that means that chest behind the throne is always going to be gold. We've got some other items here in the Charlock Treasury, the Tantegel Treasury, which is immediately accessible. Looks like Erdrick's token as well as some herbs and other supplies.
And another cursed belt.
Another cursed belt. So right away here you see Smashy. This is a pretty common opening under this flag set. He's going to raid the treasury and then head straight for the basement to see what's underneath Tantegel. So we'll get a look at that as well. He did take a few steps to the right, so that makes there's probably a couple of possibilities there. Could be Tablet Cave, could be Mountain Cave, could be Swamp South or Swamp North. Difficult to tell, but any one of those wouldn't really be doable at level 1 right now, so he's just going to head back out and head into the overworld to take a look at things, whereas I think Angel is taking a look at this cave. Is he doing... So I'm guessing this is Tablet. I haven't seen any encounters. He's taking this in the dark. So some racers are willing to take Tablet Cave in the dark, some aren't. Angel usually will, and he's going to get a free chest for his effort. We'll see if it's anything worthwhile. Nope. It was empty. I think he'd grinded up some herbs, so he doesn't need that chest, and he decides to just reset out of it, rather than have to walk all the way back out of Tablet Cave. Will, on the other hand, has opted to just walk Tablet in the dark. He's going to get his empty chest and walk back out, so he's not going to go through the opening again.
And Slimes? Oh no!
Slimes with the Wombo. Smashy was searching desperately for something to fight there, and he ran into something that he thought was a good target, but not this time.
Well, let's see if magicians are any... Well, they're not strong enough to fight magicians, so... Well... And thankfully for Angel FM, he's able to one-shot a blue slime. Now we got a red slime. Let's see if they have anything nasty.
Yeah, on 6 attack power, you can still take a swing at the regular slimes, and you can take them out a fair percentage of the time with one swing. So that will work.
Hello,
Red slime does too.
nurse.
Hello, level.
Well, that solves all the problems. 20 strength, 10 agility, no hit points, but some magic points, and you get hurt.
Looks pretty good to me. With very fast experience on, of course, it only takes 3 experience points to get to the first level. So now we're looking at 11 for level 3, if you're unfamiliar with those values. And Angel, by defeating this Droll, has jumped all the way up to 21 experience. So he's actually just a few shy of level 4.
And Angel FM just gets the Debbie Boone spell. Nobody gets that? Debbie Boone?
I wish I could help you.
You light up my life.
Oh, it's radiant. I should have gotten it. Oh, I feel terrible. -1 point for Archfield.
But 10 points to Gryffindor.
So we're all level on 176. I think we're making up the points and they don't matter.
Yes, welcome to Who's Randomizer Is It Anyways, the show where everything's made up and the points don't matter. That's right, they don't exist. like that 5th Breath of Fire game.
Angel's taking down this red slime. He only needed 2 experience for the next level, so he is going to pick up level 4 here. He's got 1, 9, 0, and 4. So the hit points have been pretty hard to come by so far here in the early going, but the levels will come pretty fast on very fast experience.
And Angel FM also picks up outside, so that's the good old escape key right there.
Smashy has found a cave. He's going to Radiant, and it is the grave. It's got a couple of herbs at his disposal, but depending on the enemy zone here, this might be tough sledding. Going to try to get to the top 3, and he gets there without an encounter.
Stones of Sunlight, Fighter's Ring, and some Fairy Water. Now, something I want to bring up about the Fairy Water and torches. In the alpha that we're playing, you can throw them at the enemies, and they work about the same as a hurt spell.
That's right. The torches will do from 6 to 9 damage. The Fairy Water will basically do hurt spell damage 8 to 16. However, you still can't cheese metal slimes with it. It won't work on those. It'll still be a coin flip chance, just the same as any old swing. But for certain enemies, that can definitely be helpful. They've got, in the high 20s, low 30s for attack power right now. Angel actually picked up level 5 just a moment ago. He's actually going to pick up another one here, but 5 with 6, 4, 6, 7 and the repel spell.
That's a good spell to have later on in the game, not necessarily right now when getting levels is kind of paramount.
Well, exactly. They're still going to want to take a lot of encounters right now, but as you said, it can definitely be important later, especially in this flag set, because we have very fast experience on. You do, from time to time, run the risk of over-leveling, so the sooner you get the repel spell to kind of manage your encounters, the better off it'll be.
And now, one thing that nobody has found yet is a town. Now, this is where that curse belt grind comes into play. So if they find a town that's not Rimbledar or Hawksnest, then they'll be able to turn all of those curse belts that they grinded for at $180 a pop. And knowing, randomized weapon prices, that could be good enough to get you like the full boat of purchasable armors, the flame sword, the magic armor, and the silver shield.
Yeah, absolutely. Those prices can be quite low. I've seen things like 4 gold silver shields and 20 gold magic armor. So you often don't need much money to equip yourself even reasonably well. Even if you can't get the top tier stuff, you can usually pick up some sort of mid to late game armor and equipment just with a little bit of cash. Angels picked up level 6. That was 7, 3, 11, and a single-digit magic point. I did miss that one.
Yeah, that went by a bit too fast for me as well. And
Angel
FM,
menus quite quickly.
Yeah, one of the fastest menuers that we have in the entire scene. And Angel FM is going to wind up in the grave.
So we've seen these chests already from Smashy. Smashy did attempt to dive the bottom 2 chests of the grave, but he got stopped by a green dragon in his attempt. So they'll probably need a little bit more either luck or some more statistics before they're able to fully explore the grave. We'll see what Angel decides to do here, if he's going to wait on those last 2 or if he's going to try to go down to the bottom 2 of grave as well. Meanwhile, Will appears to be just grinding up a little bit. He is even with Smashy right now on experience, 70 experience points. Angel's a little bit ahead, 121. So still pretty close here in the early going. Smashy and Angel have a little bit of an edge in exploration due to picking up those top 3 grave chests.
Yes, the fighter's ring there is the key item there for right now, because that does add a little bit of strength. A little bit of attack power, I should say. So it's all good when you need to punch something out that you don't have quite the punching power for, or if you run out of magic points. Unfortunately, when it comes to that Garen's Grave, those wizards are going to be a big problem, especially early on in the game. Sure, they don't have any defense, but they do hit hard.
Oh, sure. Plenty hard enough to take out our racers at level 6. So we've seen a wizard and a green dragon so far in that first zone of the grave, so that means it'll probably be a while till they decide to go back there, I would imagine.
And Angel FM is going to think better of it and not go back to the grave. So the hunt for a town continues.
Yeah, still really looking for anything useful here. They have, a small amount of gold. If they manage to land a town, they can probably start to pick up some equipment. But a lot of it will depend on whether or not the enemy zones are cooperating. This wizard, we saw swing its first attempt, but it does have hurt, so that's good news for the middle to late game as well.
Yep, and we should notify everyone that we are running short Sherlock in week 1, so you just open the door and you're right in the Dragon Lord's on the Dragon Lord's floor. We do have a town, but a metal slime in front, but runs away. Let's see if this is anything good. It is Garenham. Angel FM can offload all of those curse belts.
Prices are a little bit upside down today. It looks like we had some clubs going there for close pushing 10 grand, and then the large shield was in the double digits. So didn't get a full look at that weapon shop screen, but certainly probably some decent equipment, affordable with just maybe a gold chest, which looks like that's what Angel was going for first before he decides to sell off his stock of cursed belts.
And luckily for Angel FM, he does get one at a good clip at around 650 gold.
So he's going to grab that 38 gold large shield here. He's also probably going to get that magic armor. That was in the 230s, I think. My eyes might be failing me.
No, it's like 245. And I think I know what Angel FM's strategy is. What Angel FM is going to do is he's going to ghetto grind that gold chest and get to a point where he'll have enough for the flame sword at 2,500.
I think that makes total sense. Oftentimes that can be difficult because it requires a key to get through that door, but in this flag set you don't need the key. It means it's free to get in there, and so he just needs to grab a couple of chests and immediately he's got the best sword money can buy.
And also we find out that the harp trade-in is in Garenham, so that's a good piece of information to have. And if I remember correctly, Angel FM still has about 5 cursed belts, so that's 800 gold. That is enough, I think. But what Angel FM's going to do is he's going to grab that gold chest one more time and be good to go.
Meanwhile, looks like Will has entered the grave. He has cleared top 3 as well, so he's going to try to make his way toward the bottom 2.
Thank you for the bit, Lorgon.
Smashy has picked up level 7, though. Let's take a quick look at this. 1, 7, 7, and 15, as well as the spells of Heal More and Return. So a pretty decent level there. He's got some healing finally. The hit points are still on the lower side, but of course we're still a little bit early on yet. Level 7, 46 HP, kind of a middling value.
Meanwhile, Will Wagner Music is in another floor, but he's going to get booted straight out by a fire-breathing Demon Knight.
Oh, man. So the grave is not an easy dive at all. If it turns out that a necessary piece of equipment happens to be in those bottom 2 chests, our racers might have to wait a little while before they're able to make their way down there.
I think Angel FM is going to be good to go with that. Picked up the large shield, picked up the magic armor, and now has that flame sword, so could swing for quite a bit of damage. As you can see by the stats, is doing 70 attack power right now.
Yeah, you're still talking. That's like average of 5 swings maybe against a wizard, and 5.5 against a green dragon. And the DKs present an issue in that they dodge a lot, so he might decide to go back. But I think, knowing Angel, he's probably going to opt to wait just a little bit longer. The levels come so fast; he could pick up, level 10 at 1,000 experience points and be in a much better position to try to take that. But maybe once he picks up heal more, just as Smashy has, he might decide to make that play. It'll be interesting to see how he decides to proceed here. Will just picking up level 7 as well. Sorry about that.
And speaking of Smash, he finds Jerk Cave, does not have the required items, so he's got to go try to find the harp.
Yeah, Erdrick's token in the Tangible Treasury, the Stones of Sunlight in one of the top 3 chests of the grave. Still looking for the Silver Harp, and we know that the harp trade-in, at least, is in the back of Garanham, so that will be available once our runners find it. But Angel picking up level 7 now as well, so everybody's on equal footing with the Healmore spell, and the statistics you see on screen, Angel with the advantage of that equipment he was able to purchase in Garanham.
That is true, and which is, well, not good news when you run into a goal.
Yeah, no amount of equipment at this point is going to help against that golem if you get run blocked, so gets sent back by that one.
What's kind of weird to me, Archfield, is that even though Angel FM did find a town, did not offload those cursed belts and stock up on herbs and get a dragon scale. Is that just to keep your money, just to keep stashed of money for later on in the game to buy those herbs then?
It's possible. I think he did end up selling the belts. One of the things about the belts that is nice, I think you kind of alluded to it there, is that you can keep them on hand at times. And then if you take a death, you actually don't lose that money. It's basically a way of keeping some gold around in a different form of currency that won't be affected by taking a death. But in this case, he did sell them, so I'm not quite sure. He opted not to buy the scale there. That's an interesting decision.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Will Wagner Music, did find a town, but unfortunately an AK-47 decided to send him back to the castle. And Camion, no, he found a gold chest in the back half of Garanham, so he was able to buy it then and there. Cause he grinded to get the flame sword. I was confusing the flame sword for the magic armor.
So the exploration has not been especially kind to really anybody so far. Angels, again, has the benefit of having found Garanham, but Smashy's been kind of walking around. I don't really know. He's hit a couple of dead ends, and now he's just going to use Return because he didn't have anywhere else to go in that neighborhood, and he's going to restore his magic and head back into the field. So the exploration's been pretty rough so far. Only a couple of objectives located, and there's some dangerous enemies in the overworld, and Will, I think, was trying to head back to the town he'd seen, and this time gets stopped by the fun police. So...
And yet, Angel FM runs into the fun police, but is able to skirt by. Probably had all the proper documentation for the fun police.
He had his papers in order, that's all. So it looks like, interestingly enough, Will's opted to continue grinding here. He has built out an experience advantage on the other 2 racers here. He's sitting kind of middle 300s. Or actually upper 300s. Actually, I missed something somewhere, but he's trekking on. He's going to pick up level 8 here as long as he beats this Metal Scorpion, which he should in 2 hurts. And so we'll get a look at level 8.
And that's always good news. Maybe it comes with hurt more.
That's the thing. 8, 1, 3, and 12. No spells for that level, but a decent pickup of magic points at the very least. In this flag set, I think it's often imperative to try to scoop as many levels as quickly as you can, because if you go, say, all the way to level 10, which often isn't too difficult, or even level 9, which is at 650 experience, you can scoop that hurt more spell, and if you do, then that gives you a significant advantage in your exploration. You can take more experience as you travel, because the very fast experience is on, and it's always interesting for me to watch to see how people decide to play this flag set, because there are a couple of different ways you can approach that aspect of it.
And what's interesting about Will Wagner is he's doing an interesting combination of doing repel early.
Yeah, he doesn't have any defensive equipment, so he's just sitting there with the defense that his agility affords him. And so he's going to get rid of the really, really, really early game enemies, but there's still going to be a lot available that he does want to fight. So he's going to try to take a Wraith Knight here with the Hurt spell, and I think he managed... No, he didn't quite get it. Oh, that was a close one.
And sucks for him because Angel FM has taken the experience lead.
All things considered, I think that's still a pretty good play. Angel, with his superior equipment, you would imagine that he's going to start to build an experience lead here, just because he can take out some things without the resource usage, and save his MP for heal more, and just be kind of more efficient in the way he goes about things because of that flame sword in the arm.
Yeah, for example, those Wraiths, those really help out a lot.
Yeah, that's a big target, and it usually takes 3 hurts if you're lucky to take those out. So that's a long fight if you're just casting the hurt spell, and it's resource intensive, and you're taking those hits in the meantime. So yeah, the fact that you have that he's got that gear gives him a huge advantage right here.
But unfortunately, Angel FM runs into a Star Wyvern, but luckily gets away, finds Jerk Cave. So now Angel FM knows where Jerk Cave is, which is a big boon.
So while Angel fights this, dukes it out with this metal slime, Smashy has found a town, and it is Remolder. Usually a big deal because of the key shop, but in this case, you just get access to that one chest as well as the weapon shop. We'll see what he's able to pick up here. And Angel did get that medal.
And a dragon scale for Smashy. Now, Smashy is hoping he finds what we know Angel FM found. And let's see what they got. The Silver Shield.
Deal of the day. 257 for a silver.
And here's Angel FM going to another town. Is this the same town Smashy was just at?
I don't think it is. Smashy's heading out right now, so we'll get a look. No, it is not. Yeah, Smashy has been trying to cross this swamp for a while now, and he finally got to Remolder. This town I think we haven't seen before. I believe Smashy headed this direction after he saw Jerk Cave, but wasn't able to quite make it up here. Angel's going to give us a look right now, and it is Breckenary.
That's another safe town. Sell off your... you can sell stuff off. But as we noted, Angel FM mainly looking for a silver, but...
I mean, yeah, that's the only thing he'd have left to purchase is a silver shield. We know, since Smashy's got one, that it's going to be cheap, so as long as he finds one, he'll probably be able to buy it. But this looks like a dead end. Breckenary, this peninsula here, just can't really go very far. So he's going to have to strike out again in a new direction to try to find something else.
And unfortunately, the fire breath not helping out a lot with those.
Yeah, the enemy set, I'd kind of peg it at just probably a little bit more difficult than average. There are some breath enemies. I saw a Spectre earlier, I believe, that had hurt more. So there are some targets that you might otherwise go after that are a little unavailable. But I mean, for the most part, it's really just trying to find stuff right now. It's been difficult to try to do that. Smashy has just come upon a cave, and he's gonna light it up for us. Oh, he's back at grave, so he's gonna try to dive the bottom two now. I imagine.
Yeah, Silver Shield probably is giving him a good boost, and that should help out. And I want to tell everybody about the search spots. Normally in the search spots, before the alpha, they could either have the token, the token, the flute, the armor, or nothing. In the alpha, it is now wide open. And what that means is you can go to Cole, search the spot, and maybe find an herb, or you can find Erdrick's sword.
Yeah, it kind of shuffles those different items into the search spots. So you might find the death necklace, you might find the stones or the harp. So it's kind of opened things up a little bit in that regard. The armor can be in any chest, so that sometimes modifies what you have to do as well. So yeah, that's an interesting addition, not just of this flag set, but of the alpha version of the randomizer. So that will be a condition upon all of the flag sets that we'll see run for the league upcoming.
Yep, and especially when you have to. Me and a couple of friends ran to Alpha, and we had the worst draw possible when it came to this. Erdrick's armor and Erdrick's sword in Charlock.
Yeah, that always presents some interesting decisions, because one of the big things, I mean, of course, you've got the protection that the armor affords you and the heal walking and all of that stuff, but also you have those barrier tiles you have to cross as you're heading down into Charlock Castle. If you're playing, unlike right here, we're playing on short Charlock, so that's not as big an obstacle. But you still have to try to make your way through and find the stuff. So if you're playing with full Charlock and in that circumstance, yeah, that can be that can be pretty rough.
And now the golems are not going to be too much of a problem now for Smash. He picks up the fairy flute in one of the lower two grave items.
Well, there we go. Yeah, the golems have been present in a couple of zones now that we've seen. Interestingly enough, he decided to take out that gold man a little bit low on gold, and he still has some equipment that he's going to be looking for, so he's going to try to get some gold via those means. And it's interesting how often that'll happen. You'll see more Goldman kills in the seeds where the weapon shops are randomized, because you never know when just that gold's going to be helpful. Angel did hit level 10 while we were talking there. It looks like 3 agility, 2 hit points. Is that 20 magic points?
Yeah, 20 magic points,
isn't it? Holy moly. So a pretty good level in that regard. They were HP and MP were still lagging a bit, and the HP unfortunately is still lagging for the most part. 56 is not a high total for level 10. But 78 MP, now you're starting to push the fringes of what you're going to need for an eventual Dragon Lord fight. So the stats are slowly but surely climbing. Probably not as quickly as they'd like under this flag set with the very fast experience. Smashy picks up a torch there, last chest of the grave.
By the way, we have a question in the chat. Trap tiles still spawn whatever, even if it is weak enough to get repelled, right? I don't think so. I think they still show up.
Yeah, the enemies will still show up even if the repel spell is active. One of the things we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast about this flag set is, like all of the League flag sets, the repel in dungeons flag is active, which means, for the most part, when you play kind of under default flags, repel won't work in dungeons, but here it does. And that means it'll still chase away enemies even in places like Charlock or the Grave or Mountain Cave. But under these circumstances, it will still repel things even in, say, in Hawksness. It just won't repel spike tile enemies.
Meanwhile, while talking about that, Smashy does find Rimmeldar, but runs into a Demon Knight and sends Smashy packing.
He did have his gold, so he was able to purchase some magic armor. That's going to be a big boost. He's now got 71 defense power. Again, not a bad total right now. Will's now also up to level 10. And Angel is quickly approaching level 11. He found a knight that was casting hurt some percentage of the time, and so that's a target with their hit points that's possibly resource intensive. But with their attack power, and whenever one of those kind of middle to upper tier enemies has a spell that's mostly useless at this juncture, like hurt, then you can take those on without too much pain.
Right, but they still hit really, really hard, though.
It's true. Some good heal more management can take care of that. Angel's trying to take this Star Wyvern down right now. This should also be doable. And like I said, he's very close to level 11. If he takes this Star Wyvern out, he will pick up level 11, so we'll get a look at those stats in just a moment. 6 power, 4 speed, 1 hit point, 1 magic point, new spell. Looks like sleep. So hurt more still outstanding.
It is outstanding, and Smashy finds Garanham. That means access to that gold chest, can grind up on that, and pick himself up a flame sword.
Yeah, I would be. He's already taken a look at the shop. I would be surprised if he didn't decide to do that, so I would expect he'll have a flame sword in pretty short order here. Will still trying to find his way around a little bit, and Angel's still making some pretty good progress, at least in terms of leveling. So I'd say this is a pretty tight race so far. I think Will has maybe zeroed in on this town that he's seen earlier, and he's still trying to get there, but he hasn't quite made it yet.
I would agree. By the way, we have some spoiler news in regards to that big sports ball game that's being played in Miami.
The hand egg contest.
Yep, just giving everybody a notice to. I'm gonna say the update in 5 seconds, so mute the stream now. Kansas City scored a touchdown. It is now 2017. You can now unmute your things. Also, Will Wagner Music finds Garanham as well and does get the magic armor and large shield.
There we go. So Will's finally made his way to Garanham. He's going to see the gold chest too, and is probably going to do the same thing that Smashy is doing right now, grinding up that gold chest to pick up a flame sword. So they'll be just about as equipped as they can be in short order here. Will's still short that silver shield, but we know it's available, and we know it's cheap. So he'll probably come upon that before the seed has concluded. Angel right now looks like he is in Mountain Cave. And I did miss top chest, but that second chest on the second floor was a torch. Or no, I take that back. That was first chest. Okay, that was first chest torch there for Angel. So now he's on the second floor. And we might get a look at these. He's continuing to pick up experience at a pretty good clip here. Heading toward top 2 on the bottom floor of Mountain Cave. Gold chest. And another gold chest.
By the way, that upcoming winter tournament that's happening, the winter season, 41 runners so far have entered, which is very, very good. We're gonna have a lot of interesting matches, and if it doesn't even out, we might have a couple of three-way runs, which will be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Those league races in groups of 4, unless we've got a number like we do, 41. So there'll be a couple of matches each week that will be groups of 3. So that'll be really interesting, and getting a preview here of what that might look like with 3 racers in this match as Angel picks up the last chest in Mountain Cave. It's a cursed belt, so we didn't find anything of a special note in Mountain Cave.
I have a sneaky feeling we might have to find Cole or Caitlin have to do a search spots.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of our search spots yet, although we have now seen all of the chests in Mountain Cave and Grave. We know the stones were in the Grave, and everybody's got their hands on those already. The token, Erdrick's token, was in the Tangential Treasury. If you're just joining us, we're about 36 minutes into this one. We've got some key items down, but the harp is still out there somewhere. As you said, Sigma, probably on one of those search spots at this point, although it could also be... let's see, we've got still the Stones of Sunlight Cave to look at. What else? We've seen Tablet Cave, so that's just about it in terms of the harp. So we know the harp's got to be in one of those 4 locations, either a search spot or the Stones Cave. And beyond that, we're still looking, of course, for Erdrick's armor and Erdrick's sword, which themselves could be in Charlock. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Angel's about to pick up level 12 here. 2 power, 3 hit points, 11 magic points. So the HP is still dragging a little bit here, and it's getting slightly concerning. We've got 60 hit points at level 12. The MP's now nice in a nice healthy range after those big jumps the last couple of levels on the way to 12, but Angel right now about out of resources, so his exploration trip is likely about to come to an end. Whereas Will has just come to Remulder, and he's going to get an additional dragon scale. He'd already purchased one in Garanham, but finds another one here.
But this is the place where you find the silver shield.
Exactly. So that's the big ticket item in Remulder this time. Like we said, usually good for keys, but in this flag set, you don't need keys, so... The big deal is going to be that shop, and Will's going to pick up his silver shield. So he'll join Smashy as silver shield owners.
Now, the mystery is, did we ever find out what that last chest in the grave is? The one at the bottom of the grave.
I think it was a torch. I believe Smashy did make it to that chest, and I'm pretty sure it was a torch.
Okay, that is good information to know. So now we're just kind of looking for the Cole and the Freebie Cave and Cantlin and Hawk's Nest.
Yeah, those are your 4 remaining overworld possibilities. You, of course, have the 6 chests in the Charlock Treasury, as well as the vanilla chest. The thing is, under this flag set, of course, as we discussed earlier, we're playing with a short Charlock flag. So that means as soon as you walk into Charlock, you're in the basement of Charlock Castle, and you get access to those chests just a short jaunt away. So even if the armor or the sword happens to be there, you can just pop in really quick and grab those if you think you need them for your kind of late game grind. Angel's actually on the merit of having gotten that equipment much earlier than both Will and Smashy. He's built out a fairly substantive experience points lead here. Will's in the 1300 range. Angel's got 2200 now, so he's quickly closing in on level 13, which will be at 2750. And Smashy is still sitting on 1075. So Angel's definitely got an edge here, even though the exploration is roughly equal. Smashy has seen the bottom 2 of Grave, but other than that, mostly on equal footing, except for that big XP lead for Angel right now.
Smashy is going to be head back to the Castle Stoneman, just a bit too much for him. And we are looking at Angel FM. Ooh, I think that cave was that Mountain Cave?
I think it probably is. I think that's west of. Oh goodness, now I'm all mixed up on my map. I'm pretty sure that was Mountain Cave though, and we know he's the only one who's full cleared that so far. To no avail. There really wasn't anything much useful there. So one avenue that Smashy and Will can possibly have to close this gap right now is if they get to skip Mountain Cave altogether. If they run into, take a different route exploring, for instance, and are able to find some of those search spots and get the harp or some other key items, the armor or the sword, before Angel can, then they might have an avenue to get to a grind faster, and that would be a way for them to catch up right here. If you're just joining us, we're about 41 minutes into the Sunday Dragon Warrior Randomizer weekly race. We've got 3 racers on stream here for you, Angel FM, Smashy, and Will Wagner Music, getting prepped for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer League. And we're going to have a rundown of that coming up just after today's race, so make sure you stay tuned, and we'll give you all the pertinent details that you need to know coming up for the 2020 League. Right now, Angel's got a big experience lead. Smashy is starting to put a dent into it with some grinding, but right now it looks like Angel's in the driver's seat for this one, wouldn't you say, Sigma?
Not really, because while the exploration is there, it's just, experience kind of means nothing if you don't have the correct armor and, exploration. And I kind of like what Smashy's doing, does have the proper armor, and is going to be beating up on wizards thanks to the added defense that Silver Shield gives. And on that note, why don't you give our 3 runners a follow, Angel FM, Smashy, and Will Wagner Music. You can see their links in the chat, and also give CD Improv, our wonderful restreamer, a follow. You see the link right there. Kamion, who is our tracker, there's a link right there in the chat. And also myself and Archfield Monk. Our links are right there in the commentary on the chat. So give us a follow. A few of us will be racing in the Winter League.
Yep, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Smashy, as you mentioned, Smashy has found a spot here that he likes. These wizards are casting hurt, looks like at least 50% of the time, and so with the magic armor, it really makes them kind of trivial. He's picking up a lot of experience very quickly here, just staying in this one zone here, walking the same 3 desert tiles. There's some unfavorable enemies as well, but the wizards are a really easy pickup of just 120 experience right off the top there. So if he can continue this and then make good on his exploration later, he's going to be in really good shape.
And while there's some grinding and exploration happening, I would like to let everybody know that we do have another big sports ball update. So if you do not want to hear what's happening in the sports ball realm, I would like for you to mute your audio now. Kansas City scored another touchdown, are now in the lead 24-20. With 2:44 left in the game. And now you can unmute.
Excellent. Thank you for those. Thank you for those, Sigma. That's actually very helpful. I'm sure there are people who've got eyes and ears in different locations right now, given events taking place today. So very helpful.
And that grind spot has been a big boon for Smashy. He has now gotten to level 12 and has really cut into Angel FM's lead.
Yeah, basically in halves. Angel was up by about 1,200, and now that's been slashed to about 6. So really good work there by Smashy. Picking up some experience and just trying to look for spells. I'm sure everybody's still looking for Hurtmore here. It would make getting around a little bit easier, but with their current equipment, not too bad. Will actually has put a little bit of a dent in that lead as well. He's climbed his way up to in the middle 1700s. So, yeah, I think we've got a race here.
It's been a really good race so far tonight. Smashy's going to find Breckenary. That not going to be too much happening, but unfortunately that Red Dragon will see to it that he doesn't go, but thankfully able to run. And does another Red Dragon one step away? Can Smashy get away from this Red Durgan?
This would be kind of disappointing for him if he's not able to get away here, because he's almost certainly going to come right back and just be disappointed to find that Breckenary is sitting here in this dead end. So we'll see if he get a chance to run. He's trying to heal for a better attack value and give himself a shot, but it's just not happening, it doesn't look like.
No, Red Dragon is rolling really, really high.
There was a 22, so we might get 2 cracks at it here. Oh, and he got away. Oh, goodness. That's huge. I mean, finding Breckenary is not amazing, but also that means he doesn't have to come back here later.
Wait a minute. It looks like Will Wagner found something. This is...
Oh, yeah.
That's the Slump Cave.
So Stone's Cave is just gold. That means that the harp has to be on a search spot.
It's now the search for coal in Garenham. But I do like what Will Wagner is doing. This gold chest can help lead. Maybe there's the flame sword in Cantlin or Cole.
Entirely possible. Will knows that Will's been to Garenham, right? I'm surprised he didn't pick up a flame sword earlier. But he is grinding this gold chest here, and he's probably going to stop after that one. So we'll see what happens if he decides to just head straight back to Garenham now, if he's going to keep picking up gold. This is interesting.
He's going to pick up gold, probably get to 5,000 just in case a death happens and has to forfeit half.
Yeah, very, very reasonable point, yeah. Angel did pick up level 13 as an aside. He was a few moments ago. 3 strength, 3 agility, 9 hit points, so finally a reasonable HP gain, and 7 more magic points. So not a bad level all told. No new spells, so heal and hurt more still out there unlearned.
And here's Will Wagner finding another town. It is... Okay, Hawk's Nest is not going to go for it. Isn't confident enough. Probably going to try to find another town in the second.
Yeah, unfortunately, without resources and without a weapon right now, Will is, decidedly not able to take out anything in Hawk's Nest. But meanwhile, Angel has found Cantlin, so chances are good here we're going to get a look at the coordinates.
And what also hurts is there's another town beside it. That is Cole. So, not good for Will Wagner. So he's going to have to come back and explore this area, but he's not going to find what he's looking for.
All right, coordinates upcoming. Angel has them 17 south, 47 to the west. I don't have a great sense of whether this would be countable from here. I don't think that it is necessarily. One thing that bears pointing out is that we haven't seen, one of the caves that we haven't seen yet is Swamp Cave. So I'm not even really sure if we have a sense.
Will Wagner went through it.
Or have we? Or did Will go through? Okay, that was a miss on my part then. So, I'm going to say these probably aren't countable.
No, these are countable. It's right near Sherlock, I think.
Okay, that makes sense. If I'm kind of mentally mapping, I'm not actually drawing one for a change. So these runners, I would fully expect if it is countable, especially Smashy will almost always try to count it out if he's got the shot. So I would expect to see some of that if the opportunity presents itself.
And Angel FM is going to hop into Cole, heal up, and find the search item here.
Yeah, potentially very big. I mean, the search spot could hold one of a couple things right now. Angel didn't have a silver shield to this point, but now all three racers have a silver shield. So he picks one up here, available in Cole. Search spot in Cole is the harp. So Angel now has his 3 key items. He also knows that the Shrine Cave, the Staff of Rain Cave, is in the back of Garanham, so I would expect to see him take care of that business in relatively short order, but he's probably still going to end up looking for Hawksness too. And well, he does know where Charlock is. A couple of different ways to play this. He could raid the treasury really quickly if he wants once he gets the drop.
Angel FM knows where Charlock is.
Yes, exactly. So since he knows where that is, if you wanted to get the drop, and since we're playing with the short Charlock flags, if you wanted to get the gear really quickly, or at least confirm whether or not the things that he needs are available in Charlock, then you could do that. A couple of different ways to play this. He does know there's coordinates, so Death Necklace could be on those coordinates. Additionally, the armor or the sword could be on those coordinates. So a couple of different ways to play this, I think. It'll be interesting to see what he decides to do with the information he has at hand.
And right now, Will Wagner picks up the flame sword, so that's good for him. Now, the problem that a lot of the runners are facing is the HP really hasn't come along.
Yeah, I mean, it's really dragging. 69 HP on level 13 is a subpar value, and they're really going to need some more of that. Having the armor, of course, would be a big help here with the heal walking and the other benefits that it provides. So I think getting your hands on that really needs to be the next objective. It's just a matter of which way you're going to go to try to figure out where that is right now.
And Smashy is gonna clear Mountain Cave, which, you know, is good for kind of building up experience because he's running into a lot of wizards. The bad news is he's not gonna get anything pertinent.
Yeah, exactly. So we've seen the Mountain Cave chest. He comes away with basically nothing except the experience he will have earned along the way, which is not nothing. He has closed the gap here on Angel to about 200 experience. So good for that, at least. As we mentioned earlier, it's optimal if you kind of get all the stuff before you see Mountain Cave and you get to skip it entirely, but Smashy in this case is going to come away with just some random junk, mostly.
Now, Angel FM is actually doing something interesting. He's actually fighting the Red Dragons.
Yeah, that is an interesting call. So Angel's basically fully equipped here. He's got 97 attack power. It means he's going to average... It's usually going to be 5 attacks a Red Dragon battle. And with Heal More, I think he's got just enough defense that the Red Dragon... I don't know. That's a tough one. I think if you're out exploring, you almost have to try to chance it against the Reds because you don't want to lose position at this point. And that's probably what his thought process is. He's just got to find the rest of the stuff. And if he's still looking for Hawksness, which, given that he hasn't gone back to trade in for the drop yet, I would assume that's the case. I don't know. It's really interesting here. Decision to take on the Reds with 69 HP. So if you're just joining us, we're just about 55 minutes into this race. It's been a close one, a good race so far. Everything's comes down to experience at this point. Angel's got a lead over Smashy of about 700 experience, while Wagner's got about 2100 experience, Smashy and 2900. Exploration is mostly even Steven at this point. Will still hasn't seen the mountain cave, but we know there's nothing valuable there. Angel does have the silver harp from Cole, however, so he's the first of our runners to have all 3 key items, but Smashy has just entered Cantlin, and we know Cole is right close by, so he's going to have his harp in short order too.
And not only that, we'll have the coordinates. Angel FM is actually in the area of Hawk's Nest. East of here, from where he is Hawk's Nest.
Okay, so that would be basically his last piece of business. If he manages to find Hawk's Nest, he probably at least wants to see, at minimum, if there's a viable grind there, as he picks up level 14. 2 power, 7 speed, 1 hit point, 1 magic point. So still not much in the way of hit points here. And that's going to be the biggest obstacle as they look to grind here toward the end game.
So the question is this. We have access to Sherlock now. Angel FM does. Just got to put the pieces together. What's going to happen is, can Angel FM defeat the person who's the spike tile and finding the armor outside of Sherlock?
Right. So this is the last spot. So we have 2 spots that we haven't seen yet among all the runners. One of them is this Hawk's Nest search spot where Angel is right now. The other is the overworld search spot with the coordinates. We know what the coordinates are, but nobody has sought it out just yet. With the short Charlock flags, that means getting the rainbow drop and ducking into Charlock to check those chests is a relatively short procedure. So I would expect that before any grind takes place, our racers are probably pretty likely, since Charlock isn't that far away, to go ahead and do that and just clear all of those chests so that they're fully equipped when it comes time to grind. And they might even check the Charlock spike tile to see if that's more feasible than, say, this red dragon right here on the Hawk's Nest tile.
But the problem is with the new tweaks to the randomizer, you have to go after the red dragon because it might be Erdrick's sword.
Well, exactly, yeah. So you have to take out the red dragon at least this one time to check it out. The sword could easily be in Charlock as well. Since Angel's here, it makes sense to try to take the red dragon out now. But Hawk's Nest may or may not be required to actually finish the game here. We'll see what if Angel manages to take out this red dragon. We'll see what the tile holds.
And Angel FM does. It is the armor. Oh, it's the stick. It's the big stick.
Yeah, it was. That was Erdrick's sword. So good find for him there. That's an additional 12 attack power over the flame sword. So that moves him up into the 110s, I believe. Yeah, 111 is his attack power currently. So that's not bad. Now it just remains to get the armor and grind. We know that the coordinates are occupied. So the armor or the death necklace could be there. I would bank on Angel. Let's see, is he going to count this out right now? It looks like he might.
And we have 2 sports ball updates that we're going to give. One now and one when the game actually will probably just do a sports ball update once the game is over.
Sounds good. I stand ready.
I'm going to give it at the end of the game, and while everybody's just grinding. So while everybody's grinding, we kind of know what the second week is going to be holding for our runners, and that is Chaos.
Yeah, week 2, titled the Easy Chaos, so we're going to have a little bit of chaos action. In the new versions of the randomizer, there used to be just one chaos mode, and it threw everything into disarray, lots of different stuff. Now those flags that used to constitute chaos have been split up into different flags, and so we get different elements of chaos kind of sprinkled throughout some of the weeks. For instance, this week 1 set has the random weapon shop prices, but for week 2, that's going to be kind of the easy chaos flag, so that one should be very interesting.
Exactly, and Surge Spot holds the armor, so that's interesting. Both Surge Spots, both Erdrick's weapons and armor.
Yeah, there you go. So Angel now the first to be fully equipped. He's going to have to settle on his grind here because we've still got some health to pick up before the Dragon Lord fight will be viable, but everything else is starting to get into line. Still needs some more strength too, of course, but Angel is now formally in grind and go mode. Oh no, and Smashy was in Hawksness taking on that red dragon, but got bopped. So that's troublesome. Hawksness is not exactly close, so he's going to have to make his way back there at minimum. He does have his harp now too, of course. He's visited Cole and Cantlin, so he's got his coordinates as well. It looks like he's going to count these coordinates first. Smashy is an excellent counter. All three racers that we have on stream for you today are. If once Will gets the coordinates, I wouldn't be shocked to see him count these as well. Smashy making his way toward what we know is the armor. So we'll see if he makes it on this pass. If he does, it's going to make the red dragon in Hawksness a little bit easier for him. So we'll see what he opts to do after he picks up his armor, as he hits level 14. Angel is going to be the first to the Staff of Rain, trades his harp in the back of Garanham. And so he's probably going to make his way to get his drop pretty shortly here. I don't quite know, maybe you do, Sigma, where the Rainbow Drop Cave is in relationship to some of the various grind possibilities.
And nowhere near. Like, your best grind is actually pretty close to home, actually, in the first floor of the grave. You have Stonemen, you have Golems, but you also have Tasty Wizards that, now that Angel FM has the full armament, can't hurt you that much.
Yeah, for sure. Wizards are... Yeah, Wizards are defense broken right now at 83 defense power for Angel, so between that and the Hurt spell, they're not really going to do any damage. The HP is just such a big obstacle right now to grinding something like a Red Dragon, so Hawksness is probably out, at least for the moment. We haven't seen the Swamp tile yet, but Swamp is kind of out of the way, is it not?
Yeah, it is really out of the way. Maybe go... after you get everything, Angel FM is going to make his way to get to the Jerk and get the Rainbow Drop. Maybe something in Sherlock. Maybe you just dying on Sherlock enemies.
Yeah, and I mean, with the short Charlock flag set, grinding the Charlock boss tile itself is actually a play that is utilized fairly frequently, at least in the casual races that I've seen with this flag set. So if you don't have a great grind within walking distance somewhere else, then sometimes that's actually your best play, is to just walk through that bottom floor of Charlock, hit the tile, use up your resources, and head back and rinse and repeat until you get what you need. Speaking of, Angel to level 15, 1 power, 5 speed, 3 hit points, a measly 3 hit points. But I do believe he picked up the spell of Hurt more there.
Yeah, and that'll make leveling a lot easier. That makes life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, we knew it'd have to be coming up soon. All the spells are obtained by level 16 at the latest, and that did complete the spell list Heal and Hurt More on 15. So now that will make some other grind choices a possibility as well. The Hurt More spell makes things go a lot faster in that regard, for sure.
Alright, this is the last Sports Ball update of the stream. So I would like everybody that is watching the game on DVR, will watch it later on, to mute now. After a last-minute touchdown, the Kansas City Chiefs have won the big game 31-20. Andy Reid finally did it, winning his first Super Bowl after 20 years. It is an accomplishment that he has been waiting for a long time. That is it. That has been your big hand egg game updates for the evening.
Thank you for that, Sigma. That's really cool information. I'm not going to say anything more about what you said, but that's I'm very happy for the parties in question.
But for the parties in question doing the running, Angel FM gets the drop, and actually so does Smashy. Smashy has the drop as well.
Yeah, so this is interesting. Is Smashy going to make the Hawksness play to try to find that search spot, or is he going to check to see if the sword's in Charlock? Because that's a distinct possibility here. Depending on his thinking, he might choose to do one or the other. It's kind of up in the air here. We'll see which way he goes. He is headed toward Charlock, so that might be the play.
Yeah, and we know it's going to be the wrong play.
Unfortunately for Smash, but this is going to be a quick trip, one assumes. So he'll get his information and he'll know exactly what he has to do. The only place left to look for the sword will be Hawksness. So he'll at least have his information after this, and he might come away with some experience from it too.
And it looks like Angel FM has found a place to hunt golems.
Angel's really taking, it looks like, just about every fight, and that's kind of typical with his pattern. He's going to check out the Swamp Spike right now, so we'll get a look at that pretty soon too.
Got a question to ask. This might be foreshadowing. Have we seen an Axe Knight yet? I don't think we've seen one in the entire game.
For my part, I haven't, so I think you might be right about that. So we don't really know the feasibility of being able to grind an axe. It looks like the spike in swamp. Speaking of not seeing things, I completely missed it.
It was a golem.
It was a golem. So
you between that and the red dragon, I'd say go golems.
I like the golems at this specific point, specifically because the golems can't dodge. It's going to be about the same number of swings, but you're also guaranteed to land the hits. Neither of them are great because the HP is still low enough that you really don't want to take that fight if you don't have to. But here, Smashy has picked up Vanilla Chest just with that new staircase built in. Dragon Lord's done some renovations, only one floor of Charlotte Castle and one staircase leading directly to Vanilla Chest. So that would be interesting. Smashy now knows that he's got to go to Hawksness. So Lorgon bringing up something really interesting in chat here. When you have short Charlock on, the only times you see anything other than this lower floor is if you have to use the staircase to the vanilla chest. And that vanilla chest location is, of course, in the diamond-shaped floor. It's basement 2 of Charlock Castle. So it would theoretically be in a different zone than the basement of Charlock, where you enter here in short Charlock. But whether or not that rolls a different zone or not, that's actually a really interesting question. I hadn't considered that before, and I don't have a great answer.
I don't have a good one either. And Will Wagner trying to find everything is in Mountain Cave. Kind of interesting tactics from Angel FM, Archfield, just grinding near the grave.
Yeah, he's, Angel, I think at this stage, when he knows he can win fights, even if they're resource intensive, he will tend to just take really any enemy that happens to come down the pike. And I think right now, having seen some unfavorable stuff on the other 2 spike tiles, he is just going to beeline for the Charlock spike. And he can take these Armored Knights now. They're not bad business with the Hurtmore spell. It's still a little bit resource intensive because, he's probably going to use he did use the swing and Hurtmore strat there. But they can be a little bit resource intensive. They're still good experience, and with very fast experience on, it's not going to take long for him to reach the next level. So, he's got to still find a good grind here in order to, because with as much HP as they still need, there's no telling how far this could go. So, just finding a good grind of any kind is really just totally of the utmost importance right now.
Yeah, it's just an absolute killer. 73 HP, and is that the spot? No, that's not the spike spot yet. But Angel FMs will fight red dragons. I mean, if you don't know what the spike spot is, I mean, that's a good... I mean, just keep fighting. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, really. I mean, taking every available fight. I mean, they can win against essentially anything right now. We haven't seen any of these late game enemies with anything like Dragonlord 2 Breath or Healmore, so they can take all these fights. It's just a matter of the resource usage. But this is going to get Angel level 16 just by fighting what he comes across. 2 power, 3 hit points, 3 magic points. So here we are. We're still sitting in the 70s on level 16. So another bad HP pickup, and he's going to probably be grinding for a little while yet. So we'll get a look at this spike pretty shortly, I'm sure. As Will is in coal and headed to the search tile.
There it is. There's your Axe Knight.
There we go. So a grindable spike enemy on very fast experience. These levels go by really fast. If you can get to this Axe Knight with a relatively full pool of magic points, then you can pick up a level 2.5 minutes a clip because it goes by really fast.
That could cause a big problem.
Ooh, Healmore. Never like to see that.
Unfortunately, you might have to do 7 MP worth of stuff now to the Axe Knight.
Yeah, there are a couple different ways.
Then...
Yes, exactly. So there's a couple different ways to go about that. If they're quite vulnerable to stop spell, that can sometimes work. They do have a bunch of MP, so that's possibly feasible. You could also go. He's doing enough damage right now that he could do swing and hurt more if he wanted. And hurt more will generally take an Axe Knight out about 55% of the time. It's mitigated to an extent. It's actually close to 60% of the time, but mitigated by that 1 in 16 hurt resist. So you could just hurt more and take your chances. I don't know. It's an interesting grind to try to handle because it's difficult to tell exactly what the outcomes will be.
Actually, come to think about it, you might have the right strategy, just swing and hurt more.
I think that's going to be the least resource-intensive thing to do. 86 defense is not shabby. So right now the Axe Knight's capping out at 25 damage. You can survive a couple of those hits without having to heal, so I think that might be the best thing to do. It's at least how I would do it, which means nothing, but it's probably how I would end up playing it.
As we said about Angel FM, Angel FM is more than content to just fight anything. And essentially needs 21 hit points to make it work.
Yeah, basically, along with a little bit more strength in some combination, the MP is already plenty good enough for kind of a nominal level of strength and hit points to get the job done. So those are really the two things you're looking for. It's interesting, Angel, just by fighting the stuff on the way to this Axe Knight, has almost reached level 17, which comes at 8,000 experience on very fast experience. So he just needs a couple of Axe Knights to get level 17, and then he'll have some leftover resources to continue grinding if need be, which we would expect.
Yeah, about 3 more Axe Knights will take. Is it 3 or 2? 2 actually. 2 will do.
Yep, 2 will do it. So this one will be the one. And the Axe Knight has got both spells, Hurt More and Heal More. That might change one's thinking a bit about the stop spell. But in the meantime, Angel has picked up the level 2 power, 2 speed, 3 more hit points. I think we're just we're doomed to 3 hit point games the rest of the way here. This could be a while.
And Archfield manages to defeat that. No. Gets to 15, gets hurt more, which helps, but needs to defeat this.
Yeah, Will still needs to take out this red dragon and claim his sword. Smashy's looking for the same thing right now. So they're going to need that before they can make their assault. Presumably, this does not look like a seed that you would be able to win with the flame sword unless there's a massive strength gain in the offing. So definitely sword required, and a lot more statistics, as we know, even from level 17. It's going to be a little bit more grinding that needs to be done, as Angel has run out of his resources, so he's probably going to try to take one more down here on melee, and then jump right back into Charlock for another phase of the grind. I did want to take a moment to point out really quickly, I asked in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Discord about that question we had earlier about different zones in the vanilla chest room when we have the short Charlock flag on like we do today. And I did get a response. Game Boy, who I consider to be as much of an authority as anybody, did say that he believes that it is a different zone. So that is something to think about. If you ever need to do a grind in Charlock, but you're not quite getting the enemies you want in the first zone, you can always check that chest room and see if there's something else there that might be viable. So good response there. Thanks, Game Boy, for that one.
And as it looks like Angel FM has found the grind, we'll take a death and just go back to doing it again.
High five, CD. We both had the same thought at the same time. We grabbed the link for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Discord. It is there in chat. You can click on my link if you want to, but you can also click on CD's link. You should probably click on her link because CD is awesome.
Yep. Also, if you want to get in on the action and play the wonderful new alpha of Dragon Warrior Randomizer, created by the wonderful McGrew and some other fine people whose names I'm completely blanking on right now, you can check it all out in the chat.
Yeah, Discord is the place to be if you're interested in Dragon Warrior Randomizer. It's a very helpful community. If you have questions when you're starting out, everybody is always available to answer. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, I strongly recommend it. You won't be disappointed. It's a great place to hang out and talk about DWR, not only this one, but also the randomizers for Dragon Warriors 2, 3, and 4.
Cookies for everyone. Meanwhile, Angel FM getting close to level 18. I think it's what, 10,000?
It is 9,500, so he actually just needs this one Axe Knight, and he's going to be there already.
And no, Logris, there are not going to be any more races tonight.
3 power, 1 speed, drumroll, 2 hit points. Gee willikers.
I like the old Snickers commercial line. Great googly movie.
I was actually just thinking about that the other day because the Chiefs were in the big game, of course, and that was the Who Are the Chefs, right? That was that commercial. I love that commercial.
Kind of makes you want to go get a Snickers, doesn't it?
We're not getting paid for this, I promise. Although if someone wants to send us a Snickers, that'd be fine.
Oh, another thing, the attack power's not there yet, so...
Yeah, attack power's not quite there yet either. 119 isn't quite enough to get it done, even with the probably slightly larger than average MP pool that's available, so we still need some stats for sure.
What also isn't helping is the Hurtmore's fizzling or being underpowered to defeat this Axe Knight.
Yeah, you always hate to see that. Axe Knights, of course, have a 1 in 16 chance that they will just skip any Hurtmore that you throw at them. So when that happens, kind of a bummer, but it is something that happens about 6.5% of the time. So you have to kind of bake that into your calculations when you're figuring out what strategies to use. And here, Angel has decided to just go ahead and fling Hurtmores and try to take them out in one shot for the most part, and it's been doing a pretty good job. Will has just picked up his Rainbow Drop, so now all 3 of our competitors are Charlock ready and fully equipped. So it just remains a matter of grinding, and right now Angel's got about a 4,000 experience point lead in that regard. So he does have the hold on this one, so long as he continues his grinding and doesn't make any mistakes from here going forward, then he looks to be the person in the lead right now.
I would say they are the heavy favorite for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. The next level, just for informational purposes, I know not a lot of viewers, if you haven't seen a flag set with very fast experience before, the next level comes at 11,000 and Angel's just got there, so 146. Oh boy, a 6 HP gain, Sigma.
Yes, but only 1 attack power, so you're at 120.
Yeah, still at 120. Let's see. So let's do some quick Dragon Lord math here, if we might.
Pay attention, there'll be a quiz later.
I have it ready and everything. I have my red pen, so pay close attention.
Half everything, Sneaky, and you got it.
Yeah, that's basically it. If you want the quick tutorial, it's, you can do that. 120 attack power right now. That means an average of 22 swings. Not really doable. They do have what we want to kind of zero in on is at level 19, Angel's got 111 magic points. So that means he's got to get to at least, if the MP doesn't change, he really wants to see that get up to about 127 attack power. But of course, he needs the hit points too. So we're really looking for two stats here. It's just a matter of doing a lot of grinding until you get the level that you need. If he picks up even more magic points, that could bring the attack power threshold down a little bit. But from here, the returns get kind of crummy when it comes to MP. So, we'd have to see a big MP gain in concert with a big HP gain. There's a couple of different routes to get there at this point, but it's going to be at least another level, probably 2 if I had to guess.
And this is the kind of thing you would have to do in these races. Will is looking for a good grind spot.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he eventually settled on the same grind spot that Angel is using. That seems to be the most optimal choice for this seed. And Smashy picking up 17, Angel on his way to 20, Will is going to be looking for level 16, so that's about where we stand right now. An hour 26 into this one.
And I gotta assume it's like 12-5 for 20?
20 is 13 flat, so that's the last one I know. So I'm going to have to look up anything beyond it. Fortunately, our fantastic tracker provided by Captain Uhu of Randomania does have a listing for that, so it's easily accessible, at least on our part.
Does Will not... Will's got the armor, I think.
Yeah, Will's got everything, so I'm interested that he's decided to check these chests. This is definitively not a Death Necklace seed, for those who are not familiar. The Death Necklace, when equipped in the Randomizer, will give you 10 additional attack points at the cost of 25% of your max HP, and there is no HP to spare in this seed, so the DN isn't going to be a big deal, but he did opt to go for it anyway here. Just checking out all the spots. So he clears the treasury in Charlock and the single chest, vanilla chest, and he's going to make his way around to the spike tile too.
And right now, Angel FM is a few... Actually, 3 Axe Knights away from getting level 20, being 13 flat.
Yep, there we go. We'll get a look at level 20 pretty shortly here. Just a couple more Axe Knights to go. Will picking up his level 16. And Smashy, just about 1,000 experience, a little bit less than 1,000 experience away from 18. He's got one more Axe Knight to go, and he's going to dip into the herbs here because he wants to try to get this done in this grind phase if he can. So he's going to use the swing and hurt more strat. He can't be killed on 40 by the Axe Knight. So he knows he can swing away there, use the hurt more, and guarantee himself the kill for the level. So we'll get a look at those level 20 stats right now. Well, 11 power, so he got the power he needed, but 1 hit point. Still sitting in the 80s. So 88 HP for Angel, 122 magic points. So he's got 15 heal mortars at his disposal, 92 defense, 131 attack power. If the fight were viable at this hit point range, then it would still only take about 14 swings to get it done. He's got plenty of magic for that, but the HP it's not quite high enough. Sometimes you can chance a fight on less than 97 hit points. It's suboptimal, but if you've got enough MP to cover having to heal back to back sometimes, you can still get it done. But right now at 88, it just doesn't really look possible. So I would expect Angel to take at least one more level here. Desbear pointing out, since we have to go to 21 here, the next level, each level after 20 is an additional 2,000 experience points. So the next level will be at 15,000 flat, and then 17, and so on. Hopefully, we're not going to see too many levels beyond 21. Maybe 21 will be the one. Maybe. If you're just joining us, we are in the grind phase. We are in the grind phase of this race. Angel FM currently sitting on level 20, Smashy on level 18, Will Wagner Music on level 16. It's been a pretty close race throughout, but Angel got an early exploration edge, was able to parlay that into his current experience advantage, as all three racers have opted to grind this Axe Knight tile in Charlock. I do want to let everybody know at the conclusion of this race, we are going to go over the league flags and format for the 2020 Dragon Warrior Randomizer League, which actually kicks off tonight with a selection of groups. So make sure you stick around for that. After interviews, after we're done with this race, we'll talk to everybody who was involved, and then we'll dig in to look at the format for the 2020 Dragon Warrior Randomizer League. So good stuff coming up. If you want a preview of all the upcoming action, make sure you stay tuned for that.
It's exciting. It's like the World Cup of Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
I know, right? You're choosing groups and everything. I even want them to have like those little lottery machines that they use. That would be amazing. CD, can we do something about this? Do you have a lottery machine?
I'd hate to be stuck in the group of death.
Oh, goodness. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. We'll see what happens.
So you get stuck with High Spirits, Will Wagner, Nest Cards, and then you're the poor fourth soul.
Yeah, it's like being in a group. It's like Germany and Brazil and the Netherlands are in your group, and you're Eritrea for some reason. Like you're the host country who has no chance, and you just get blasted. They won't work like that in the World Cup because it's set up differently, but assume that's the case. That would be what happened. Angel is closing in on 21. He does have enough resources to get this done on this pass. It's 15,000 experience for level 21. So with any luck for him, this next one will be the level.
It might be the point where you just consider, if it's not there yet at 21, just forego hurt more since you're swinging for a good amount.
You might be right about that. If there's a big defense pickup, I think that would be the differentiation there. Axe Knights are broken at 95 defense, I believe.
I do believe, but this Axe Knight looks to be a high magic user, and since everybody has seen the Axe Knight, is it okay if our tracker... There it is. Never mind, 29. That's gravy.
So this is as ironclad a level as you might ever hope to see. 140 magic points, 117 HP all of a sudden with that huge gain on level 21, and 134 attack power is plenty. This is going to be a stone cold lock of a DL2 fight. On average, 13 swings here, and they have what 17 heal mores. Yeah, this is going to be a very easy fight all of a sudden.
Yep, and thank you, Camion. Take a look, 75% heal more. So yeah. And now if Angel of Him had to go to level 22, then just flinging regular attacks would have done the business.
Yeah, just a quick stop spell because you're not always guaranteed to kill it in 2, but you're on that attack power you will most of the time. So yeah, I would say if you had to go further than 21, what you're talking about is probably optimal.
And Sneaky is correct. High of 17, low of 8. Barring anything going insanely wrong, this is a kind of a lock. But you got to get past this red dragon.
Yeah, usually we'd say Charlock is the boss in this case, but since it's a short Charlock seed, you would expect that the actual dive itself would be relatively fast. Got 93 defense. We are playing with Repel and Dungeons on. I didn't happen to see if Angel cast it, but knowing him, I imagine he's on top of this and did. Yeah, he had Repel on. So he's on 93 defense, getting rid of a lot of stuff right now. The red dragons are one of the few things that can actually attack him as he walks. And he had plenty of MP to handle that, so in good shape here.
The defense is not enough to take the to defense break them. So do a hit and hurt more and be good to go.
Yeah, plenty of resources to spend on hurt more there is not a problem. So Angel's still in really good shape, even though he had to use some MP there. Not a problem.
And he is a fool, so here we go. And that's good news for Angel FM getting a stop spell attack on him.
Yeah, he's still going to look to optimize this here. He went ahead and used an herb. It was maybe not strictly necessary, but he's giving himself all the insulation he could ever hope for this DL2 fight. Starting off with a low roll, so he's still going to get a double though. 8 and 10 for 18 to start.
Couple of low rolls below the average, so works in Angel FM's favor. I almost said flavor there for a second. Low rolls to be had for sure. A 9, so up to 27 damage.
14, much better. That's 41 total now.
$53 now. 100 yeah, this should be a can of corn, even with all minimum rolls.
I mean, really, yeah, he's actually several damage. Well, that 17 that'll bring it up a little bit, but he's actually about a damage and a half below average still. But even with the amount of MP he has, it doesn't really matter. I mean, he could, like you said, he could roll significantly below average here and still be a favorite to win. So.
And with that 17 right there, that will clinch it.
Yeah, it's done. Smashy has climbed his way up to level 19 here. Will at 17. Angel looks like he's about to close this one out, though. Should only be a couple more swings.
It does look to be the case, not taking any chances. Why would you? It's been a bit of a slog, this seed. Going at this for an hour 40. However, could you imagine a seed that only goes a minute 40 seconds?
I saw somebody run a specific Threes Company seed that was optimized down to about 3 minutes, but that is close as I've seen to that.
Well, get your GGs out, ladies and gentlemen. Angel FM has just defeated the Dragon Lord. He is now going to the palace. He'll receive all the adoration from the king and have trumpets played in his honor. And with the 3 runners here on stream, he will have won.
He has finished with an official SRL time of an hour, 40 minutes, and 23 seconds. So GG Angel, well done on that seed. These tend to be regarded as kind of shorter flag sets, so it's a mark of exactly sort of how sloggy this might have been, say, under default flags. It would have been a considerably longer seed if the very fast experience weren't in effect. An hour 40 is kind of a longer time in this flag set, so job well done here to Angel for pulling down the win in this one, and nicely done.
And we're going to try to get Angel FM in the commentary booth, and apparently there is Angel FM. Angel, congratulations. It was you'd have to admit this was a slog, giving the very fast leveling and all the shortcuts in the seed.
We didn't quite hear you there, Angel. Do you have your mic on right now?
Having a little bit of technical problems, folks. Don't worry about it. Angel FM is with us in the commentary booth. We will try to get these problems fixed, and everything will be good to go. We'll be able to hear from Angel FM. And as CD is saying, Discord is being Discord.
Yeah, we know what that's like. But it's okay. Hopefully we'll get to talk to Angel soon. Smashy has picked up level 20, so he's 1 level shy of his go level. Will now approaching 10,000 experience points, so he's closing on level 19, which comes at 11,000. He'll get his opportunity here soon as well.
And are you back with us, Angel?
This is usually where I go through a sequence of unplugging literally everything and then plugging it back in again. And then exiting Discord and re-entering Discord, and I don't even know.
While we're waiting on Angel FM to get stuff fixed, Archfield, has any other runners finished? According to SRL?
No, not yet.
Camion has a good comment. I guess it's safe to say that this entire seed left him speechless.
Yeah, after a sort.
Smashy getting close to 21, which we know is the big key to everything. That's the power of sports ball.
Smashy, oh no. Smashy got taken out by this Axe Knight 5 experience points shy of the next level, which we know is the go level, so he's probably just going to get this on the way over there. He just needs to fight, I don't know, a scorpion or like a ghost and a slime or something at this point. He needs so few experience points. It's unfortunate that he took that death when he did.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be something with more meat on its bones because all that stuff will run away. Well, Magician will do it.
Yeah, there we go. One chump enemy is all it took.
Like a chump.
All right, am I coming through now?
Yes, loud and clear. Welcome back to the commentary booth, Angel. GG, well done on a race, well run.
Thank you very much. And to answer Sigma fan's question, yeah, it was just this really, really bad slog. I mean, even with the fast experience, it does not help with when you have no.
Yeah, low HP can be such a huge barrier to really getting anything done, because even if I don't be interested to hear your opinion, but the enemy set didn't seem to be so terrible, other than some red dragons around, that it would be impossible to make your way around. But with so few hit points, it just makes everything that much more difficult.
Yeah, that was more than anything else. Especially too when two of your spike tiles are Golem and Red Dragon, it does not make for a very nice grind.
Absolutely a terrible grind. Thankfully, you're able. I think you were the first one to find the search spot, the spike spot in Sherlock, and thankfully it was the punching bag of the spike tiles in the Axe Knight.
Yeah, thank God for that, because otherwise, maybe fight 5 Red Dragons or 5 Golems before having to go.
Yeah, they're just so resource intensive when you don't have the HP. You've got to heal basically every other attack. Even with the Golem, if you put it to sleep, that costs time. So both of them really suboptimal grinds when you don't have a lot of HP.
Yeah, and I thought too, if like some of the luck I was getting with some of the excellent dodges or the slime back attacking me to DL2 breath,
Yes,
I'm like, well, I guess
one.
this is how this seed's going to go.
Thankfully, there were more respectable enemies in the area, like the red slimes, so it helped out quite a lot. And tell us about what was going through your mind when you leveled up quick first, and then you did your exploring, and then what was going through your mind? You're thinking, oh my goodness, where is Cantlin? Where is Cole? Where's Hawk's Nest? And the spikes and the swamp cave. Knowing you were down to like those few spots to try to get everything.
It's a little worrisome, but I don't think it was that bad. I mean, at least they're together, and it's more, as long as you can survive that one swamp trip on the west and maybe not get caught going through the other swamp. I mean, it wasn't that bad.
So I was interested, you decided to count out the coordinates first. With Charlock open to you, did you consider checking the treasury for your Erdrix items before you sought out the search tile in Hawksness, or what was your thought process there in the back end so far as which places to check first?
Well, we got 3 cursed belts, so I pretty much found everything except for maybe Death Necklace, so I mean, why not? It's not like it's that far.
Yeah, so you have really just the sword, the armor, and the Death Necklace out there. So with, basically one of your search spots is going to have something on it, and then the other is likely to, correct?
Correct. And I mean, what's the worst case scenario is I go through short Sharlock to the treasury real quick? I mean, it's not like we're going through the barrier tile.
Right, exactly.
By the way, to let everybody know, Smashy is on the DL2 fight, pretty deep in it, and barring anything strange, he will defeat the Dragon Lord and get second place.
Yeah, this was a bit of an odd one in that it went on level 20 from being just not even really part
Well,
of the
that was
thought process.
interesting.
But did he?
Throw
He
the
knew.
Dragon
He
Lord.
knew where he was, I guess.
Get your GGs out and your torches out for Smashy. Throwing a torch to end the Dragon Lord. This is going to be something with the new randomizer that people are going to throw torches and fairy water at Dragon Lord to kill him if they know they have enough.
Yeah, and he had what 20 some HP there, and he had more resources, so he knew exactly where he was in the fight. He's just like, all right, I'm gonna throw the torch here. I love it. We'll have to come up with some kind of name for that, right? Because we've got the Swagamore if you're going to use the Hurtmore to take out the Dragon Lord. We'll get somebody in R&D on this name.
That's it. The torch
there we
song.
go. There you go. I'm on board.
We're going to have Smashy join us in the commentary booth as soon as everything goes according to plan.
Smashy does finish. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Smashy will be joining us shortly. And what was the time, Archie?
Smashy's time, yes, that was actually what I was just getting to. So Smashy's time, official SRL time, 1 hour, 50 minutes, 6 seconds. So GG's to Smashy, coming in second place in this one.
Hello.
Hey, Smashy. Congratulations on the race. Second place, especially for much as a slog. By the way, you sung a nice torch song to kill the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, and you can see my opinions with these levels. I kind of flashed them up on the screen there. Just, we got to those upper teens and we just got nothing.
They're just drip feeding you until 21.
Well, 20 was pretty good as well. That 11 attack power really helped with killing those red dragons, but that was just the problem. You had monsters with 120 strength on both the normal grind spots, and you didn't really have the health to tank that. And then the Axe Knight has heal more, so it's just a blah.
Yeah, really kind of suboptimal grinds all around there from what we'd seen. So all three of you ended up, who we had on stream, ended up grinding against that Axe Knight, even though you don't love to do it because of that heal more spell. It's just kind of, like I said, suboptimal. So Smashy, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts just kind of on the way the seed opened. The exploration wasn't exactly easy, and it kind of went back and forth. Each of the racers we had on stream were kind of alternating between grinding and exploring. And so, what were your thoughts on kind of the early to middle game there? What were you trying to accomplish, and what was your strategy going into?
Well, first off, I think I know where I kind of lost the time to Angel was taking all the turns except the one that led to those two early towns where you had all the armor you could buy for like 600 gold, and then there's a flame sword for 2,500 with a ghetto grind right there.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all your gear right there, and that lets you actually fight stuff because of the late hurt more.
Right, that seemed to be the determining factor. Angel was indeed the first person to get to Garenham, and so he did his quick ghetto grind for the flame sword and had the large shield and the magic armor, and then was able to pick up a silver later. So that did seem to be most of the margin there, if I had to assess that from our kind of bird's eye view.
Yeah, and then you had so many routes that seemed like they would go somewhere, but really, other than those two early towns, everything was just really on one path. And it just turned out that all of the search spots where you found out where the armor was, and then Erdrick's sword, those were about as far as you had to walk. as the game could force you to get those.
Yeah, and I actually remember, I think that was you, Smashy. Specifically, you had made it almost all the way to Breckenary and got stopped by a red dragon, and then fought really hard to get out of it, heel mooring and trying to find a way to run away. Got away and then found Breck, and it's just like, okay, well, I'm now at this dead end, and it didn't really actually do much for you.
Well, did I see it the first time around? Because I think I was walking up there and I got sniped by an armor knight, so that was just making sure there wasn't anything up there. And then, like you said, I see the town, and then I'm trying so hard to get a chance to do a somewhat safe run from a red dragon, finally get it, and oh wait, it's Breckenary, and I kind of need literally any town but Breckenary.
Yeah, so that was just really unfortunate that kind of unfolded the way it did as far as exploration goes. But yeah, it was. I think a lot of it did have to do, like you said, with Angel just picking up that flame sword first. He was able to take some fights that he couldn't otherwise, but the HP even kind of limited what you were able to do in the middle game, so far as the fights that you might have wanted to take usually with the amount of attack power you had, but just couldn't actually do it.
Yeah, especially since there's baby breath and Hurtmore all over this seed, it felt like. So, like, yes, you have this really good defense, but here comes all this stuff that just cuts through it.
Oh yeah, it was nasty, the seed, and getting this done with having to level that high against enemies that were enemies you don't want to grind on was an accomplishment in itself to get it under 2 hours.
Well, this is really only under 2 hours because we're on very fast. If this is on fast, then oh well. Yeah, this is easily over 2 hours.
So Will does have level. He did just pick up level 21, and he's a little short on resources though. Let's see, he's got 96 magic. Can he get this done here?
He can get it done, but yeah, he can get it done because
he can get it done. Yeah, he can get this done. He did just have to spend one before the spike tile, but I think he should be okay. Now, it's not obviously going to be as ironclad a fight as it was for Angel and Smash, because Angel and Smashy both had their full resources going in, but this is still quite doable for Will, even though he's spent a whole bunch of heal mores, 140 magic points in level 21. So even on 88 MP, though, he would be a favorite here if he gets to the Dragon Lord without having to use any more resources, which this Armored Knight is desperately trying to prevent.
Now, technically, I didn't have the level 21 MP, so...
Oh, well, okay, that's true. Yes. Thank you, Smashy. But still, that said, you still had enough MP that you had, 40 left at the end, and you threw a torch to finish the battle, so I'd say that's pretty much a lock.
Now, this is interesting. I didn't know you could do this. Go to the side of the Dragon Lord and, do the speech thing.
Yeah, his throne is actually just cobbled together from discarded shop counters. So you can just face him from either the left or the top or the bottom or the right and still talk to him. He was bargain shopping at the thrift store, I suppose.
But you can find some good stuff at bargain stores. I found a mint on card Texas Tornado WWF Hasbro figure for $2.
See, that's exactly it. Yep.
I don't think I posted a picture of that on Discord, but anyway, back to the plot. Will Wagner is now on the second form of the Dragon Lord and is in pretty good shape. As I say that, rolls a 9.
Rolls another 9 there. Unfortunately, I haven't been keeping count. The rolls do seem to be a bit on the lower side, but well, that's 3 9s in a row. That's not amazing.
Yeah, this could be close.
So Camion has him at 70. I would assume 83 at this point. He's got 6 heal mores left. This still seems... Oh no, he took a swing there.
Yeah, that
Oh, I
was
tried to
super
buy-
risky at 43.
Tried to buy a swing. Yeah, 43 is a really rough point at which to try to take a swing there. Ooh.
And
But-
Will Wagner's trooper is going to finish this.
I would expect him to, yeah. And he's now that he does have full MP, as long as he gets back to the Dragon Lord with, he can spare 5 Healmores if he wants to and still be in really good shape. So I would expect him to get it done on this pass.
I'd have to think that wasn't on purpose. I'd have to think that was kind of like a mismenu.
Yeah, I would. It's possible. I wouldn't really think that he'd be thinking that he needs to buy a swing there by swinging at that point. So we can always ask him after. But yeah, I agree with that. Just a reminder, everybody. If you've stuck around to this point, you'll want to continue sticking around right now because after the conclusion of this race, we will be presenting the league setup, the 2020 Dragon Warrior Randomizer League format and flags, as well as rolling the groups for week 1, which starts technically today. So we'll get some matches going this week. We have, I believe, CD said we have 41 entrants as we stand right now. So we're looking at a lot of different matches for you each week, and we're really looking forward to that one.
Some will be groups of 3, some will be groups of 4. Like 8 groups of 4 and 3 groups of 3.
Yes, exactly. So we're looking at 11 matches per week, which means that there'll be plenty of action here for you on the Randomania network. Not only here, but on the other Randomania channels as well. So you'll want to keep a close eye out for that as we start the Winter League festivities.
Or, barring that, why don't you just subscribe to all the Randomania channels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the Ocho, for that matter. And not only do you get the Dragon Warrior Randomizer goodness, you get other great randomizers as well, like Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, Super Mario 3 Randomizer. There's a lot of great entertainment and a lot of great races here on the Randomania networks.
Absolutely.
Do it, otherwise everybody will sing Baby Shark.
You know what those blue dragons had?
What they have?
Baby breath. Do 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 do.
Do baby breath. Do baby breath. Do baby breath.
I promise if I commentate, I will not do that.
I promise nothing.
I also promise nothing. Although I probably should promise not to sing. I think it's in everyone's best interests.
You know what Will Wagner promises us? Level 22.
He's gonna get it, isn't he?
He's gonna get, and he's gonna have MP to kill the Dragon Lord with.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's take
He's
a look at these
used-
stats. This ought to be fun. 2 more power, 4 more agility, 9 more hit points.
So not only does he have way more MP than he needs, he's also gonna probably get some doubles this fight too. So.
Or screw it and just throw the Death Necklace on.
Sure, at 126. Yeah, just go for the whole cheese wedge. Just do it.
You would have 93 or 94, which a little less than ideal, but it's feasible.
Yeah, that's feasible. Still, again here, he's locked to win this fight, barring mistakes.
I felt like I almost made a mistake when I threw that torch and I saw it did 6 damage.
Unfortunately, I wasn't counting that, so you would have probably a better idea of what the HP count was at that point against DL2. But that was good for
I
some
know it was in
entertainment.
the upper 150s.
Okay, so let's put the argument to bed. Can we get the DL2 stats up on the screen, please?
Oh, good call. What do we got? Ooh, 162. So the DL2 can have a range between a range of 150 to 165 hit points, and that's on the higher end right there, 162.
Asterisk assuming normal DL2. Because I do believe we have a couple of weeks of the extra fun monster randomization.
Oh, you're quite right about that. We're going to talk about that very soon. Because Will, it looks like, is closing in on his victory. And after we get to talk to Will, then we'll dig into the league format, and we'll be discussing what you were just talking about right there, Smashy.
That's just you, Wape. And it looks like Will Wagner will just ignore the torch song and just beat him normal.
Yeah, the rolls are kind of subpar here again, it looks like, so this might be a little closer than he would like. Got a 15 there, though, and that'll close it out. So everybody get your GGs out in chat for Will Wagner music. He has defeated the Dragon Lord and will have his official time very short.
Yeah, so it should be an SRL time of about 2 hours, 4 minutes and some odd seconds. We can remove the DL2 thing.
Yeah, 2:07:14 for Will. So that will wrap up this race. We're going to see if we get to talk to Will here for a few minutes before we head straight into our league preview. I think Will actually is going to opt out of interviews for this one. I don't quite blame him. This was a longer race. He mentioned that this was a longer one than he'd hoped, and certainly a longer race than would be expected for this flag set. But having to go to level 21 will do that to you.
Actually, going to level 22 would do that.
Quite fair.
All right, so since Will Wagner has declined, Angel, Smash, you care to join us as we get to the group stages and see how everything shakes?
Sounds good to me.
All right, extra 2 men in the booth, and everybody just hold on for a second. We're going to switch everything over, and we are going to have the great draw stages. CD Improv will be doing the draws. The Vanna White of the DW Randomizer scene.